I hear this all the time. Basically, Bryce Young's never started a game. The defense got shredded at times last year. You lost the best player in the country, Devontae Smith. You lost the starting quarterback who threw for a zillion yards and 40 touchdowns and might be the Patriots starter. Well, he's not going to be the starter. But anyway, he's a first-round NFL quarterback. Najee Harris, all the losses. And so why isn't Miami going to win this? I've heard that a zillion times, and it's because it's just because we've seen this year after year. We've seen this for 14 consecutive years with Nick Saban and his staff, and they are loaded.
Mark, it just gets to that point, and I'm not going to attack this person at all. I just
No.
that narrative. It just, I understand. Trust me, I'm with you. Okay, when you think about it on paper, but open your mind, think a little deeper. Think about the quality of coaches. Okay, think about the fact that they have a former NFL head coach and general manager as an offensive coordinator. They have a former NFL head coach as an offensive line coach. Okay, former NFL defensive coordinator as a defensive line coach. They have a former NFL head coach as a head coach. Okay, they got 4 NFL head coach experience coaching college ball. All right. They're a very talented bunch who's being coached up by some of the best. And it's not us kissing ass. It's just the truth. Okay, that's a blatant fact. They are 15 years ahead of Miami right now as far as being great in their program for a long time. Okay, I'm with you. Miami goes out and wins this game. I'll be the first person on here. Well, mainly because my show is first on a Tuesday. You know, I won't be, well, it won't be the first one because you do have a post-game crew, which is cool. That's real nice. And I'll have the first live on that Tuesday afternoon. But again, they're a little further ahead. They're a lot further ahead than us. Okay, I get it. People are here saying, we're going to shock the world. We're going to shock the world. I understand that. I'm with you. Okay. I want us to win this football game. I just think they're ahead of us right now. I'm not saying, I've changed my sentiment. I used to think we're going to get blown out, game's over, no need to just worry about everything else. But the more you look into you rewatch, you start breaking down, you analyze, you realize there's a chance for Miami to get it done. Okay? They got a chance to really do this thing. But are our coaches going to be up to par? Are our players going to be focused for 60 whole minutes? Okay? Are we going to play together as a group? Okay? Are we not going to, if there's an opportunity, if Amari Carter's in the game, and there's an opportunity where someone is wide open for a kill shot, are you going to take it? If Vanessa Silvera shoots up the A-gap and Bryce Young has let the ball go, are you going to push him and he falls? Or are you going to just skate by him and say, boy, hey, I could have got you? Okay? As a cornerback, you know for a fact, I got to whip my head around, look and attack this ball. Not wait for him to catch it and swat it out of his hand till you do it. If you are on a post route against cover 2 out the slot, you can hit your head on a pole if you catch this thing. Are you going to catch it? Again, you have to seize the moment, man. You got to seize the moment. Okay, I don't like quoting Eminem. I can't stand Eminem. But, hey, if you had one opportunity to get everything you want, what would you do? It's just that simple.
I got to think that one of the more recent disappointing moments for a Miami fan was coming off 2017. Yes, it was disappointing how the season ended, but there was hope in that season. There was hope in the current recruiting class that I believe was 8th in the country. And again, going to the Orange Bowl, going to the ACC championship game, having a coach, a head coach in Mark Richt, who obviously had shown for years and years and years that he could lead a top level program. And like everything seemed to be positive, except for the losing streak at the end of the season. But everything seemed to be moving in a positive direction. We at that time had no idea who Joe Burrow was. And LSU was coming off a slightly down season and were not expected to do much. And if I remember the rankings, you want to talk about rankings, LSU was at 25 and I think Miami was 8. And, that game was 33-3 sometime in the fourth quarter.
Man, it felt like it was hapless. It was really sad to watch that game, especially because you had all of these contrasts. Okay, so the biggest things where everyone was talking about the linebackers. So LSU had Devin White, Miami had Shaq Porter. You looked at those players, I didn't even understand why it was a conversation. Devin White looked like the cyborg. The Shaq Quarterman looked pregnant, okay, with the fat girl stuff. Okay. And then you watch them play, you're like, oh, okay, so that's what the number one linebacker in the country looks like. All right, cool. Now, Jeff Thomas and Gerald Willis had really good games. For the most part, really, really enjoyed what they brought to the table, but it wasn't enough, man. And I remember sitting down watching that game, and I was sitting with one of my former teammates, and I was so fired up. I brought my laptop over there. Me and you did a pregame minutes before kickoff, and I'm talking about Ahmad Richards versus who was their big-time cornerback at that time?
Let me think about that one.
Devin.
With their big-time.
Look, is it the Bills corner? Last name White? I remember coming here talking about our most experienced players. Who we had a right tackle, Tyree St. Louis moves over to the left, Devon Johnson moves over to right tackle, and Tyler Gauthier at center. And yeah, we have these new starters on the inside, but they're next to the most experienced guys. Malik Rozier and the RPO, saw what he did last year. They're only going to build more on that. Number one tight end in the country. Defense side of the ball. Your free and strong safety come back. Your cornerback comes back. Almost that whole 2017 defense came back. Besides the 2 D tackles, Gerald Willis been killing things in practice. I mean, I remember being so greedy. Greedy Williams, that was him.
Oh, okay.
Greedy Williams going at it against Ahmad Richards. I remember being so excited. And like 7 minutes into that game, you knew. Like, oh man, this does not look good at all. It's just that simple, Mark. And to be honest with you, that's where I get the feeling that I have about this game. It's like, yeah, I'm excited. I'm hoping things come out for us, but this could just as easily turn into that if our coaching is not up to par.
Okay, yes, you do have a quarterback who has not played one meaningful snap in college. Yes, he's mopped up a few times. They were up by 25 points. We know what the deal is. All the talent in the world, 5-star. We know the skill set. I can't wait to see him under fire. Can't wait to see him playing snaps that matter. His backup, Paul Tyson, was a top 10 quarterback coming out of high school as well. And also by all accounts,
of
that's right,
Paul Bear Bryant. Yep.
And by all accounts, obviously, if he's the backup quarterback at Alabama, shoot, the last one was Mac Jones, and he's a first-round pick in the NFL draft. So what tells me something is that Nick Saban, since the national championship game was over last year, said Bryce Young's the starting quarterback, and he was the starting quarterback all through the spring, all through the summer, into fall, and he never, even when the head coach generally knows who the starting quarterback's going to be, he still makes it a competition. And he never wavered, and there was never any doubt Bryce Young's the starting quarterback.
Yep, there was no question whatsoever.
That tells me a lot.
Yep. And at the end of the day, the same thing for us. This is a Miami show. The same thing for us, baby. From the day that Coach Diaz walked to that podium, and we could barely hear what they have to say because Miami just doesn't. Can we please fix the mic and the audio for interviews? Mark, could you imagine being somebody on hashtag Rewatch Squad and you can't hear the question, all you can hear is my answer? It just doesn't. It doesn't make any sense to me about that. But Coach Diaz, when he came out, the first thing he said was, hey, the only starters on our team right now is Lou Headley and De'Aaron King. Those are the two, and those are the guys who are really going to give for this program. And we already know at the end of the day, they're the guys. Okay. Again, De'Aaron King has a great opportunity in this game. Him and Coach Rhett Lashley have built a great rapport this offseason. And all we can hope and ask is that he trusts De'Aaron King to go out there and run that offense, man. Run that offense. It's just that simple. I don't want to keep kicking the same old bucket about he called the game. He called the second half of the spring game. It doesn't matter. Does he have the chemistry with our wide receivers? Is his offensive line ready to take that step as a unit, not an individual, as a unit? Can Will Mallory take that step from being tight end number 2 to tight end number 1 and embrace that role? Can Keyshawn Smith and Rambo and Harley and Restrepo and Pope and Warshaw and whoever, and Romello, whoever gets their opportunity out there, can they come out there and give us an opportunity to win this damn game? It's that simple.
I can't wait to see the reps given to the wide receivers to see who's on the field. I know the obvious couple off the top that have earned it, but in regards to the 3 and 4 wide packages,
I'm with you because I know for a fact one of them has been doing well in the slot. The other guy that we were hoping isn't on the field is getting less and less reps because he still can't catch the damn football. Okay. Man, listen, Mark, I don't get it. I understand it's a focus thing. And confidence is a really hard thing to rebuild, a very hard thing. Once it's down, once it's shattered, it's extremely hard to rebuild. Sometimes I feel like it's just a little too far gone with some players. And I wish them the best. And hopefully, if they ever get an opportunity to get on the field, they take advantage of it. But these young dogs behind them, it's like 6 or 7 of them who are ready to play. And all I'm saying is Coach Rhett Lashley and Coach Rob Likens are not Coach Manny Diaz. And that seniority crap means nothing to them. The best players will play on that sideline of scrimmage. It's just that simple.